Hello and welcome to another 9th Age battle report. This is 2500 points between my Lizardmen and my opponent's Dwarves. I'm still in the stadium where I just wanna field different units to try my field about them, so I have some new lists again. For my list I have 5 Croxigor, whatever they are called now, 7 Saurus Kev, a Saurus Lord on a Carnosaur, a Skink Bunker with a BSB, Skink Chief, and a level 2, a Spike Lizard, a Bastiodon, another Skink Bunker with a level 2 and another Skink Chief in it, a Saurus Bus with a Scarvet with no equipment on it. I have 3 Vanguarded Pterodons and 2 units of 5 scouting chameleon. Well, over on the other side is the dwarves. He have to the very left a unit of scouting crossbow, then you have 2 units of 5 slayers and a slayer rare choice. Those will be the target for my chameleon skinks because he bought the entrenched upgrade for his 2 organ guns, so you cannot really shoot them down because they are hardcover. And yeah, you then have a nasty unit of iron drakes with an engineer, a runesmith, a BSB, and potentially some other character in it. I think another engineer in it, and that is a brutal combo because they can put out a lot of damage. Of course, 2 organ gun as well. Another unit of 5 manslayer, a bus of warriors, and finally a unit of 20-ish more crossbows. Well, I actually did just drop everything at when I got the opportunity to, so I get the first turn. I think that's a good choice to do when you get the opportunity, especially with a mobile army as mine is, and dwarf have some nasty shooting. And I always enjoy going first, maybe because I have played Bretts for the last 10 years a lot, and you never go first with Brett, unfortunately, so going first is a nice feeling. So what I did basically, Carnosaur and Spike Lizard into the forest to get some cover, Saurus Cav, Croxigor, Saurus Warrior, everything else just pushes forward. I did get off in the magic phase Ice Shard on his Iron Drake, which is good because then they cannot do much. My chameleon skinks go up in the shooting phase and kill his rare slayer guy and put 1 or 2 wounds on one of his slayer units, which was my goal with them because his organ gun are entrenched, so I cannot really get to them. So over to the dwarfs first turn. So I will try to explain what happened on this side of the table. First, his scouting crossbow charges one of my chameleon skinks. I choose to flee, of course, over that realm gate. I suffer 1 from dangerous terrain test. Then his slayers furthest to the left charge my other chameleon unit, and they fled from them, and the other slayer units just to move up closer to my lines. Otherwise, this is actually a picture after my second move, but what happened in this is you can see he have not really moved much on the other side. So what I did, one of his organ gun, I think he misfire actually and could not shoot this turn. The other one killed 1 or 2, no, I think it's 3 of the Cold One Knights. And the Iron Drake shoot at the Lord, didn't do much. So my turn, my Lord charges his Iron Drakes. He unfortunately had the rune of standard of slowness or something that make me subtract d6 from my charge. So I couldn't make it, unfortunately, but that's life, so I just pushes forward 5 inches. Otherwise, my chameleons rally, I pushes up my unit a bit. I don't really have any shooting this turn. The Pterodons flew over the crossbow dudes, dropped the rocks, kill about 3 guys, I think. Magic didn't really do anything, I don't think, and that's the dinosaurs for second turn. You might ask, why didn't you have any picture of the dwarf second turn? Because dwarf second turn is as the most dwarf turn, nothing happens. He shoots some, does some wound here and there, not much to write home about, didn't really move much. You can see his slayer to the left move closer to my line, but I don't really give a damn. The Saurus can probably kill them even if they charge in the flank. I should protect my bunker and the Bastillodon, but the rest it's really no issue for me. Shooting, I don't think he did much. One of the organ gun and the Iron Drakes fire at my lord. He have taken some heavy losses, but yeah. So to the dinosaur's turn. I first charge with my Cold One Knights into his Iron Drakes, and he chose not to standing shoot at them because he wanted to standing shoot at my lord. That was actually my plan, so then my lord just charged into his organ gun instead. If he would have standing shoot on the cold ones, of course I would have charged in with my lord, but my lord have taken some heavy losses, so I didn't want to sacrifice him for nothing. Otherwise the Pterodon, the Chameleon Skinks, the Spike Lizard are going all out on this organ gun and will not do anything at all to him. Magic, he burned his 2 scrolls actually. I think he have 2 scrolls. No, yeah, he did burn 2 scrolls. One of the scrolls dispelled something, and the other scroll deleted Ice Shard Blizzard from me to cast that spell anytime again. And that's all for the dinosaurs turn 3. Well, of course we did have some combat because he couldn't really do much with his Iron Rakes because the Ice Shard only killed 1. I killed like 3 or 4 guys. He was steadfast, I think. Yeah, he was definitely steadfast. The big Carnosaur actually killed his organ gun, and you can see here he have pushes up his warriors a bit, and his slayers moves down a bit on the flank of my Saurus. This picture just showing his shooting phase. I think he might have killed 1 Saurus with a crossbow and his organ gun opened up and killed 2 of my Pterodons. The other one failed panic check and will, in my turn, run off the board. Well, bad picture of the combat, but it's pretty much just showing that I have 1 cold one left. So if my Saurus Corvette will charge, it will get into their flank, which is what I wanted. I had in a previous turn push up my BSP, so they were within BSP range, so no worry there. And over to the dinosaurs turn. Well, this is the only picture I have. This kind of battleport did really not have a lot of picture. We got kind of caught up in the game, unfortunately, but that happens, you all know. So I got into the flank with my Carnosaur. He killed my 1 remaining guy, right in the cold one. I do a crap ton of damage to his guys, and he killed the dinosaur, unfortunately, with his dwarf lord. And he passes his leadership test. I think he was stubborn because of some iron runesmith spell, so he sticks. Otherwise I just flub shooting, nothing, magic, nothing. Yeah. So over to the dwarf turn 4. Well, here is the dwarf turn. So I could actually use this picture to kind of describe what I did in my turn. For the first thing, you can see the spike lizard to the right top corner. That lizard was put in front of the dwarf warrior to stop them from charging my Saurus, so he just reform and push through anyway. And my Croxigore over there failed a charge on his crossbow, and I've taken some damage from the crossbow, unfortunately. And yeah, his turn not much happened. He moves up his Slayer closer to my Croxivore. I think one Slayer unit is dead because of chameleons. And the combat between my Lord and his General raging on. For the dinosaurs, turn 5. You can see here, or maybe not on this picture, but I have thrown out 2 skink sheep in front of his bus, so I will do the classic double flee maneuver to stop him getting into my Saurus. Otherwise, not much happened. I just stepped backward with all of my units, mostly. Chameleon Kings moves up to shoot at his Slayers. The other Chameleon Kings try to take out his Organ Gun, not doing a very good job, but his Organ Gun trying to shoot at them, not doing a very good job either, so nothing really happens there. The Lord will go into challenge with his BSP, and nobody will kill each other in that challenge, so that will be a big, we will get stuck in there basically. So for the Dwarf, turn 5, the Croxivore will of course kill off his crossbow and they will run off the board. He will send in his Slayer into them, and the Croxivore will just smash their faces in. This is unfortunately the last picture I have of this game, but what happened is a Slayer flank charged my Saurus to stop them from getting away. I actually reform and kill those Slayer in my turn, my final turn. In my final turn I also send up 2 characters to stop his warrior from charging my Saurus. So they will do the double flee maneuver again. He was pretty much very angry at me for using the sheep maneuver twice. And we actually discussed, he think that double flee maneuver with character should be one of those things that shouldn't be allowed in 9th Age. I can somewhat agree. I don't really have a good solution to the problem. Thought about it, but we couldn't figure something out, unfortunately. So anyway, it all ended up being a dinosaur victory, about 500 points for the good guys, so that's good for me. I don't know if I like playing with it. It's kind of too expensive, but I like the model of having the big Carnosaur T-Rex on the board. It's awesome. Saurus Cav didn't really get justice this game, Croxivore neither, so those units I will have to probably test again to really see how I like them. Chameleon Skinks is an all-time favorite for the Lizardman. I will probably get a unit more even for those guys. I think the only problem I have with Lizardman is the core. I don't know what to fill it up. I don't like big blocks. I don't like to have too many skin clouds. That's probably the only problem I have with the Lizardman. I would love to see something cool. But yeah, it's a really, I think the Lizardman army book is really cool and very good written. So that's all for me. If you have any comments, please leave them below and I'll try to answer as soon as I can. Have any questions or so, feel free to like and start subscribing if you want to see more of this.